I'm Salad, and I saw Jessica Jones Season 1, Episode 8, aka WWJD. It is directed by Simon Selin Jones, written by Scott Reynolds. If you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. Time and temperature check. It is 4 p.m. Temperature is 77. Humidity is 38%. On with the review. This episode follows Jessica. She has recently, last episode, she went to Kilgrave, and now they're hanging out in the house that she grew up in. There seems to be some plan that Jessica has. It's not immediately spelt out. I'm like, why are you hanging out there? Why are you hanging out with Kilgrave? You hate him so much. And of course, she's acting like she did the worst thing ever, which is to force her to do things. But also, I like this episode because it shows Kilgrave's perspective a lot too. It kind of humanizes him. Like, he was experimented on because, I don't know, he's just injected into having these abilities, and then he learned about having these abilities at the same time as everybody else did. He's had a lot of experiments did on him. However, he also, at some point, he desired just wanting to have people do things for him without having to tell them to, because if he tells them to, then they do literally whatever he says. He has to be very specific with his words, otherwise they do horrible things to themselves. And so that's a terrible existence to live. And he's also like, man, I can't tell when people do things for me if it's me telling them what to do or if it's me controlling them, and I have no ability to discern that for myself. And I'm like, man, that really does suck. I'm sorry to hear that. But also, he's not a very good person. Jessica is like, okay, I have a task for you to do. There's this people being held hostage by this guy on gunpoint. He has a gun pointed at him. Jessica takes Kilgrave to the site, has him do his whole magic abilities. He can tell them what to do, what not to do. And his instinct, instead of having the person turn themselves into the police, he was like, why don't you have the gun in your mouth? And Jessica has to stop him because he was going to kill that person. And he was like, I hadn't considered the possibility of him not dying. I would have just, like, gotten rid of him if you weren't here, Jessica. And Jessica has to convince him to have the guy turn himself into the police. And then they have, like, this whole debate. Kilgrave's like, oh man, I feel like a new lease on life. Jessica, I need you. Please, I need you to tell me what is right and wrong because I won't be able to determine it for myself. Which puts Jessica in a predicament. She has to put that past hurt aside, her ego aside, in order to focus on, there's a lot of people that could be saved using Kilgrave's powers. And Kilgrave has been just using them for his own gain, which is how he's become who he is. But I don't know if his whole, yeah, I want to do what you say, Jessica thing is an act entirely. He does seem genuinely infatuated with Jessica. Like, there's nobody that he's controlled quite like Jessica. And of course, Jessica really hates him because he controlled her. There is some aspect of choice, her own decision making, that was done, because she was also arguing him about how he forced her to kill Luke Cage's wife, and he's like, "Wait, I didn't tell you to kill her. I told you to let her go, and you decided to push her in front of the bus." And so it's like, okay, so he's very specific with his words because he knows the power in which his words have on people, which means he seems very open-ended about the way in which he phrases things, but also it leaves some room for the person he's controlling to have some free will, it seems. So this is a whole complicated situation, and I like how this episode opens my eyes up to the fullest extent of Kilgrave, and also how much consideration he has to put into everything that he says, and just what type of person you'd be if you had this power since you're like 12 years old when he first got it. So Jessica, she's like, okay, I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna talk to my friend, and I'm gonna ask Trish what Trish do. And she asks Trish, hey, what would you do in this scenario? And Trish is like, I don't know, maybe I'd help people. So Jessica goes back, which lets his guard down, just enough where she's able to inject them with the pseudophentanyl. Is that how it's pronounced? Whatever. Injects him. Of course, he didn't fully trust her, so he has some backup plans in place. Luckily, Officer Simpson was there this entire episode. First, he planted the bomb, and I like how Jessica is like, there's a bomb down there. We gotta release the bomb or whatever. I was wondering how Jessica was going to do with that, but she just like went ahead of it immediately. And I guess I was there to win favor with Kilgrave so that she can gain his trust, so that she can then betray it at the right moment. She was just waiting her time. But luckily, or I guess unlucky, Kilgrave is there to have some fail-safes. And Jessica won't kill him. Because she won't kill him, then more innocent people die. Like her nosy neighbor that was established in this episode to know a lot about Jessica and keeps crossing boundaries. Then also she's told to deliver this bomb that Officer Simpson had put down there to blow up the woman, and Officer Simpson is all knocked out, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. So this is a good character moment for Jessica and Kilgrave. It establishes what went wrong in the relationship. She didn't want to be part of that, and it's quite sad. I feel sad for both Kilgrave and also Jessica, but Jessica is the better person here. She has more thoughts about helping other people, and Kilgrave is just like, well, this person is a menace to society. I guess I'll just off him. And Jessica's like, that's not for you to determine. And so I gotta give this, it's like a 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes it. If I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all. That's why you gotta get them Patreon requests on patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 dinos for 1 movie review per 1 month. Support the daily grindiness, but you can go to my link tree right here. Helps keep all these movie reviews going, so you can go here. And until next time on Mint Salad Saw, I'll see you later, my sad croutons and bacon bits. Goodbye.